resistance to this implication. I once went to the government of Norway and gave a talk at their Norges Bank, which is the central bank of Norway. And I told them in my talk, I calculate that Norway has something like 70% of its portfolio in oil. I don't remember the exact number, but it was something close to that. Why do they have so much in oil? Well, because they have the North Sea oil. And so I asked them at the bank, don't you realize, where are you on this portfolio? You're not on the frontier. What Norway should be doing is something like 15%. They could pick this point, right? That would be reasonable. 15% oil, 53% stocks, 32% bonds, which would give them that point. Or they could pick this one. I have a point labeled up here. That's 21% oil, 79% stocks, no bonds. All right, those are all choices depending on your risk. But they're not going to just pick 100% oil. That would be way over here, much higher risk. So I asked them about that. Why do you do this? And I don't know if I got a good answer from them, but basically it was, well, we don't want to sell the oil because it's our national heritage, you know, we own it. And I said, well, you don't have to sell it. You can just do a derivative transaction. You can short the futures market for oil and reduce your exposure. And then they said, well, some people have mentioned that, but it's politically difficult. So they're not doing it. Maybe next year, maybe the next government will do that. So they still aren't there yet. They're not managing their risks well. So it's a powerful and important thing, because if the market for oil collapses, Norway is in big trouble. They're not diversifying enough. I don't mean to put them down. They're smart people. But like in any country, I did the same thing with Mexico. I went to the Banco de Mexico, and I talked to Guillermo Ortiz when he was director of it. Same thing. You know, Mexico it's not as dependent on oil as Norway is, but I think so. It's not so obvious for Mexico, but it is politics that came in. The question of, are you really saying Mexico should go into the futures market and take a massive short position of billions of dollars of oil? And again, it was like, this isn't reality. We're not going to do that. But I tried to make the